Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about 2022 housing market protection. The past 2 years have been full of record-breaking moments, and it's also been full of excitement. And there's also been, had its fair share of just buyer fatigue, hesitancy, and confusion. So here's what industry experts are saying about what they anticipate for 2022. Hi, I'm Giselle Vega, and I've lived here in Irvine and the surrounding Orange County area for about 3 years now. I'm originally from the Bay Area, but I've also lived in Florida and LA. If you haven't visited this channel before, I focus on all things living in Irvine and the surrounding Orange County areas. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, as that's how I know what's resonating with you and I can measure what content I should and shouldn't put on this channel. And also, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button below so that you're notified when new videos come up on here, and they typically come out, I'd say, bi-weekly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Will home prices go up or down? In the past 12 months, home price appreciation has been the topic of many headlines, and sometimes not necessarily in the best way. Speculation is that we're in another housing bubble and that has kept many buyers and sellers hesitant that we're headed into another crash circa 2008. So what does the future hold for home prices? Well, it's important to remember that 2021 market was anything but normal, and that escalating home values were a direct result of record low inventory. We've had anemic inventory here in Irvine. However, experts are projecting that inventory situation could improve in the coming year, slowing home appreciation. But when we say that, we don't necessarily mean that homes are going to depreciate in 2022. Over 100 industry experts don't think so. Instead, they're projecting a little bit of a more modest appreciation of an average of around 5.1% in the next 12 months, compared to the nearly 20% that most of the nation saw on average in 2021. Now, here in Orange County, we definitely saw in the 20s, and we're expecting that it'll drop in rate of appreciation as well. So what's going to happen with mortgage rates? Well, in case you didn't know, the past year has also seen the lowest mortgage rates in the history of real estate. So if you've been thinking of waiting for those rates to come back down to what they were around this time last year, you may be waiting a very long time. It's important to also remember that while homes right now may be less affordable than they were a year ago, they're still extremely affordable. If we look back at 30 years mortgage rates chronicled by Freddie Mac, we can see that the average rates by decade were in the 70s, 8.9%, 80s, 12.7%, 90s, 8.12%, 2000s, 6.3%, and 2010 over 4%. So while experts don't project that mortgage rates will rise a large amount, just keep in mind that an increase would mean an increase in monthly mortgage payments. A couple of decimal points may not seem like a lot, to most people, but it could make or break someone's budget. The best advice I can give you is that a rise in mortgage rates coupled with continued home price appreciation only means one thing. You'll be paying more for the same house you would buy now if you continue to wait. Kind of like the same situation if you chose not to buy last year. So will housing inventory rise in 2022? Without a doubt, the biggest player in anything but a typical real estate market that we've experienced in the last 2 years. With buyer fatigue running high, a common question I'm asked is, will inventory increase in 2022? Well, their big factor into playing a possible rise in the inventory is the large amount of equity accumulated nationwide in 2021. According to experts, homeowners gained an average of $56,700 nationally. And if we're talking Orange County, it was on average over $110,000 for California in general. So that's quite a bit in the last 12 months. and that makes for a big incentive for sellers to want to list this winter. While more inventory may take a bit of the edge off of today's competitive market, it's important again to just remember and understand that it doesn't mean that prices are going to drop or that homes will become more affordable. Just means that instead of having 2 to 3 to choose from, maybe you have 5 or 6 to choose from. So it's just you're getting a little bit more choice out there. So what does that mean for buyers and sellers in 2022? Well, there's still a lot of motivation for buyers and sellers in the market, and that's not expected to change in the coming months. With experts projecting a rise in inventory and mortgage rates remaining relatively low, both sides of the real estate market are standing to win and benefit from making a move this year. So today's market might not be as crazy as it was a year ago. It's still going very strong. Waiting until next year could mean losing out on a less competitive market and better affordability, the two biggest factors positively impacting buyers and sellers today. So that's what I have for you. And if we've learned anything in the past couple of years, we know that we cannot really project the future. We can project the future. We just can't predict the future. We really don't know what is going to happen. And with all of this COVID stuff still going on, like who knows where we're going to be, right? But it is important to just stay on top of what's going on, keep a pulse on the market to see and be able to essentially project changes. If you have any questions about this or anything else, feel free to send me a message. I'm always available to answer your questions, and keep an eye out for the next video where we'll be doing a neighborhood tour. Look forward to an amazing 2022 and talk to you soon.